evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader. I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, Tullahoma City Schools hires a new vice principal for West. Local Girl Scouts are sending cookies to the troops overseas. And the TWRA has a plan for keeping Asian carp out of Tennessee waterways. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader.
I got a tour and I saw all the things and I was so excited about them. And she took me to the movie theater and it had red chairs. So this is a done deal and I like it.
We have so many activities here that you just can't keep up with them all. We have exercise, we have coloring, we have crafts.
It's charming, it's attractive, it's very comfortable. It was one of the best decisions of my life.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. On Wednesday, a local Girl Scout troop made a donation of cookies to troops stationed overseas. The United Way of Highland Rim, along with the local American Legion, were also instrumental.
This particular program that we're participating in today is called our Gift of Caring. Our troop calls it Troop to Troops because our troop is sending cookies to troops overseas. And so it's something that we've been involved in for several years. Middle Tennessee Council can do various programs. We do our Gift of Caring program and have normally always been with first responders or troops. Most of the time it's our military, and we have also worked with Colonel Lee several times to take care of our cookies and make sure they got sent where they need to be sent to active military.
So Greg and I kind of collaborated. I think it was honestly an idea during Rotary or after Rotary. I expressed interest in wanting to be involved in this program and how we could give back. Because United Way of Highway 55 supports our youth obviously in the community, but we also want to support those that are serving behind the scenes for us every single day.
Well, these cookies are going to be going to an air and space defense unit that's located in Kuwait, although there are some troops that are dispersed throughout the Middle East, and so they actually take care of a lot of operations that we have in the Middle East right now. We've been doing that to Kuwait probably for the past 3 years, Greg, is what I think. I've actually, as a veteran and several other veterans groups, have been sending cookies to the troops and boxes to the troops since 2003. And so when I was back in Tennessee, Greg and I met up and he said, hey, I've got a lot of great cookies. Do the troops need them? And of course, at that particular time, there were a lot of operations in Afghanistan. So they were needed and they were sent to several different groups there. So we truly appreciate all the effort the girls put in. I know the Troop to Troops program, I love their branding. It certainly is a wonderful group of girls to work with every year. They seem to get more and more excited about it, and I seem to be getting more and more cookies to send overseas. So thank you to United Way as well as the girls and all their great efforts. And thank you for all the people in Tullahoma for purchasing the Girl Scout cookies and those that actually buy some to send to the troops. It's a very worthy program and we'll keep doing it as long as we possibly can. I've actually kept hundreds of letters from different troops that write back and say thank you very much. And it used to be when we would send boxes of lots of different things, not just Girl Scout cookies, we would always have a note from someone inside in the box so that they could tell the troops what it meant to them as an American to have someone over there fighting for their freedom. So I got lots and lots of letters that I came back. I don't actually get a lot of letters back anymore, but I will tell you one quick story. And when my son went to Afghanistan, he was helping set up for the unit that was coming. He was supposed to be a platoon leader, but he had gotten to his unit too late to be a platoon leader. But when he got there, he was there in Afghanistan for about 3 weeks. And what happened was the lieutenant of the platoon went out on a mission in Afghanistan, and he was killed by a 500-pound IED. And so about a week later, my son had to go in and take in that leadership position. And when he called to tell us what had happened, of course, it was devastating. Everyone was devastated. And the young man, it was Lieutenant Jason Togi. Lieutenant Jason Togi was from American Samoa, and he was loved by his troops. So what's interesting about it is that I told my son, I said, I'm going to send your guys some boxes, and we're going to send them a lot of stuff. He said, oh, Mom, that's okay. We don't. When those boxes arrived, my son called back, and he said, you have no idea what that did to my troops and how it lifted the morale. So we all need to know that anything and everything we do in support of our troops is deeply appreciated.
I think it's really good to be giving them something because sometimes they're not always in the best condition, so it's always good for them to have a little treat or something. And I know my dad had always talked about when he would get things from my grandmother, his mom, he would always save them, and it just meant a lot to have something from his hometown and like something to remember by. It always kind of lifted his spirits, so I think it means a lot.
But what does it mean to you?
I feel like it's very important for me because of my connection with my dad, and so it just means I feel like it might mean more to me than some of the other Girl Scouts, just because I sort of know how it was there.
I will say one more thing, that, the troop does this, the cookie program is a big deal for the girls, teaching leadership and entrepreneurship and many different things. And but it also gives them opportunities like this to really give back. I mean, the money raised, we're going to do some awesome things with it, and we're planning a trip for next summer that we haven't established exactly where that's going to be. So monies are going towards that, and lots of exciting things and educational things and fun things for them. But then also opportunities to really get involved in your community. And Troop 2163 does a lot in the community as far as service projects and different items like that. But then doing something for these troops. We've kind of built this as our Troop to Troops program and giving our soldiers a little taste of home. So when they get this, to reminisce and to think about home in the middle of whatever their situation might be, wherever they may be, to give them that little gift from home and let them know that people back home are thinking about them and thank them for what they're doing. So we're grateful to be a part of the program.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
One thing about park review, we could bring our animal out there with us.
It would have been a deal breaker if we had not been able to take Gracie.
Yeah, we would not have gone.
If you want to do something, there's something to do most of the day. You shouldn't get bored.
I really enjoy my life here at Parkview. I really choose what I want to do. We have a wonderful library with hundreds of books that I love. It is a wonderful place.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. Rick Roberts is returning to Tullahoma City Schools after it was announced that he will be the assistant principal at West Middle School for the upcoming 2023-24 school year. Roberts said, quote, "I am excited to come back to Tullahoma City Schools. This district is the one that I call home. I can't wait to work with some fantastic educators who I know are doing great things for Tullahoma," end quote. Roberts takes over for Jill Kimsey, who was hired last March as the assistant principal at East Lincoln Elementary School. Roberts previously taught at Tullahoma High School from 2013 until 2018 before accepting a role as assistant principal at North Middle School in Winchester. West Middle School Principal Cindy Herrera added, quote, "West Middle School is thrilled to welcome Rick Roberts as our new assistant principal. Mr. Roberts brings a mindset that incorporates many of the goals WMS currently strives to attain. He also has the desire to help WMS and TCS students reach not only their academic goals, but aid them in their personal growth as well. His educational background is diverse, and that will bring a unique perspective to WMS, end quote. TCS Director of Schools Dr. Katrine Stevens added her congratulations. Though she wasn't in Tullahoma when Roberts departed in 2018, Dr. Stevens said she looks forward to his return to the district this fall. Dr. Stevens said, quote, "I know Rick is ecstatic to be back in TCS, and I am equally happy to have him back in our district. It is evident that Rick does a tremendous job of building positive relationships, whether that be with students and their families or with faculty and staff. His familiarity with middle school and the school system are added bonuses, and I can't wait for him to start at West Middle School," end quote. And more news is coming up in just a moment.
I feel like we're safe at Parkview.
There's somebody on staff all the time. So if you need help, help is there.
We are surrounded with people that are looking after us and taking care of us.
The staff is wonderful and always available. We feel so safe and secure here.
I feel safe at Parkview all the time.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
Welcome back. On this week's interview with Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny, he spoke with Cindy Reagan, the county's IT specialist.
I'm Coffee County Mayor Judd Matheny, and I have with me Cindy Reagan today. Cindy is our IT and network specialist and person for the county, and she's headquartered here in the Coffee County Administrative Plaza with myself and many of the other folks you've already seen. But she has, and I'll let her talk about everything she does, but she has a great responsibility, obviously, for the entire county and multiple agencies and many buildings and lots of needs. And one of the first things we needed when I first was elected in August, in early September, was obviously to get the new computer system up and running and everything put together. And it happened like that. It's like I walked in and got sworn in on the first, and it was working. So I appreciate that. But Cindy, tell the folks here in Coffee County that may not know you
Okay.
a little bit about you, please.
Okay. My name is Cindy Reagan. I've got a bachelor's degree in computer science from MTSU. I've had several jobs along my career. I've been at AEDC a couple of different stints. I've been to Stennis Space Center in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Spent a couple of years down there. But we're home now. We're settled and glad to be here. My job entails kind of keeping all the county computer systems up and going. One of the main things I do every day is I kind of have a help desk. I take trouble calls and help, the employees out that are having problems in their offices. I keep the county networks and different computers up and going. I have about 175 computers that I'm responsible for, including some servers and some laptops and desktops and all sorts of things.
I have one that she's responsible for, and I mess it up all the time, so I don't know how you do 175.
Yeah, that's a lot. And it's like the mayor said, we've got several different, buildings that we have, different offices in. So.
At least 30 probably, right?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I never realized how large the county government was. I mean, I come here to register to vote once, and then I come and get my card tags every year, and I really had no idea until I started working here.
We're growing very quickly also.
Yeah. Some other things I kind of am responsible for is the county emails, keep those accounts, current, and when new people come in, when old people go out, the website, I'm responsible for maintaining the website. We have other things that I'm the system administrator of, like the security cameras. We have a key card system over at the Justice Center that I'm responsible for keeping those cards current. And when people leave, we turn them off, so they lose their access. But when new people come in, we issue new ones. Mm-hmm. So. I don't want to say that's it because there's a lot.
No, it's constant. It's evolving constantly.
Yeah.
And it's really whatever is needed Cindy's consulted, and we just come up with a solution for it. One of the first things that we did in September was order a new camera system for the commission rooms, and we have them coming for the hearing rooms also. And Cindy was instrumental in getting that whole system up and running, and us having our first official meeting, officially simulcast and archived in January.
Right. Yeah.
So that was really cool. And since then, the City of Tullahoma has adopted our voting board. They've looked at that. I know the City of Manchester is looking at cameras now in the Board of Mayor and Aldermen. The Coffee County School Board's looking at cameras for their school systems, and I think that's great. Cindy's been able to showcase a system that is user-friendly and very functional, and it's just good government to have these meetings broadcast.
Yeah, it's really easy to run. I mean, our Ben Longman's kind of our partner, and they helped us with that. And I mean, really, a child could run it. It's so easy. Yeah.
Well, and that's the way we asked for it to be designed, so the training would not be difficult for different people. But can't thank you enough for what you do. It just have never had any complaints. It's just always been a pleasure for Cindy. And but if you need her, she's up here in the back part of the Coffee County Administrative Plaza building, back there near purchasing. If you can't find Cindy, come see us at the front office, and we'll be glad to help in any way too. Yeah. Cindy, thanks for all you do for myself and the government here and the citizens of Coffee County.
We'll be right back after these commercial messages.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
We tend to lose our motivation when we have something that's chronic, but you've got to do what you can early on as you can. After I'd exercise like that, I would have a lot of energy to do housework or whatever I needed. Well, I would recommend it highly to anyone at any degree of Parkinson.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We've all seen the videos of Asian carp attacking boaters and how the carp is spreading out of the Great Lakes into America's eastern rivers. Well, the TWRA is working to detect and remove the carp. This video explains what they are doing to help keep this invasive fish out of Tennessee waters.
We had a really cool opportunity to organize this field component of this MICRA event. And so what MICRA is it's an acronym. It stands for Mississippi Interstate Cooperative Resource Association. And it's a group of 28 states and a few federal agencies that all work together. Their mission, really their charge, is to work cooperatively to improve the management and conservation of fisheries in the Mississippi River Basin. Those fish in the Mississippi River, they don't know where state borders are, so it's important that we all work together to manage those populations. We brought together several different state agencies, Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fish and Parks, Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. We also had several federal agencies there, the USGS, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and TVA. Thanks everybody for coming and making this happen, and I guess working with my scheduling and all that, and just appreciate y'all being here, and hopefully this will be a pretty cool little outing. Not every day, especially right now, that we can get a group like this together and get out with 8 boats and chase some carp down. So basically what we're going to do is kind of line up at the mouth of these embayments and fire up the electrofishers and just start easing back towards the back of them. And from when we've done this before, we tend to push the fish kind of back until they start getting uncomfortable, water gets shallow on them. And last time, I think, we started hitting fish in 9 and 10 feet of water, so kind of watch your depth finder. You might know when to start expecting to see fish. especially in these places where there aren't as many of these fish around, like Pickwick Lake. It takes more boats all working kind of together in unison, kind of in a tandem fashion. This time around, you know, we only saw a couple of fish, and they were able to kind of evade us pretty well. This is a technique that we typically use more so when the water's a little cooler. The fish are more congregated and can't escape quite as easily. But you know, we had an opportunity here, and when we have opportunity like this to get all these folks that were involved out, we just kind of take advantage of it when we can.
Alabama's boat. Yeah, they're gonna miss on that one. Well, he's retired. You can't. That's what happened.
You guys see anything? I ain't seen nothing on the side. Bait fish, a lot of millions. I believe if we go below the dam, we'll get them. Let's go. And they're not spilling according to their schedule, so it should be pretty cool calm water down there.
And then in the afternoon, we had a chance to go down below Pickwick Dam, which is technically a part of Kentucky Lake. And you know, we've got higher numbers of silver carp down there. And we used some similar methods, not quite as many boats down there. You know, we're not, it wasn't pushing a cove the same way that we had been. But we were kind of working together to electrofish around the face of the spill gates there and the lock, and we're able to collect some fish down below so that we were still able to show people what a silver carp is. And you know, we kind of highlighted how these fish are using the locks at these dams to move from one reservoir to the next.
Got another one right beside you, right under you. Right in front of you now.
Commercial fishing has been a really important component of what we're doing in Tennessee to try and prevent these fish from spreading. Our harvest program right now is going really well. I think on average they're harvesting, you know, almost 700,000 pounds of fish every month. So there's a variety of products that silver carp can be used for when it's brought to a commercial market. You know, some of the higher value products, you can see silver carp as food for human consumption. They'll use it in strips or fish cakes or things, and it's really good to eat. It's a pretty mild, white, flaky fish. Other industries that are using it, the bait industry, right now over on the East Coast, there's a lot of the silver carp going on there for lobster fishing, bait, and then I think also some down in southern states, down in Florida, maybe for crabs and things. And then there's, you know, kind of your byproduct, lower level fish meal type products, fertilizer, some pet food products, things like that. You know, we had representatives from the Mississippi Wildlife Federation, the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, multiple states, micro representatives. all this was pulled together by our TWA staff. They did a fantastic job getting boats lined up. Other states contributed boats and equipment too. Quite a bit of time and effort into putting on a good field event for the folks that were there to emphasize what's going on with silver carp in Tennessee and really Tennessee and Cumberland River Basin and surrounding states.
And stay with us, we'll have your weather forecast coming up after these messages.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this date. Our record high was in 1990 at 91 degrees. Record low was in 1986 at 33 degrees. The average high for this day is 75 and the average low is 52. Cloudy for tonight with a low of 50. Showers for Friday with a high of 68 and a low of 55. And those showers continue for Saturday with a high of 75 and a low of 61. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday evenings at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. for News Leader. Stay safe and have a great evening.